Hi everybody, welcome to the workshop. My name is Gert and in this video I'm going to show you how to make alien rock terrain. Now there are plenty of tutorials for realistic rock on YouTube. I'm thinking Luke's APS, the terrain tutor, I did a couple. Time for something different. Let's start off with a quick look at the tools and the materials. Packaging material, the beaded kind, polystyrene. We are going to cut this with a hot wire cutter. Now this one broke at the end of the project, thankfully, because I don't have a spare. This is the Woodland Scenics one. Not really recommended. I mean, you can use pretty much whatever you want. You can even use a knife. But of course, this is beaded polystyrene, so that stuff gets everywhere. So I can highly recommend you get something like this. For texturing, I used spackle. And I applied a spackle with this paint knife. This is what real artists use to apply paint. I use this because it's really flexible, which works really nice to get the texture on the polystyrene. So the first thing that we are going to do is make a couple of spires out of the polystyrene. Not too fond of this shape. I want it more aggressive, more lean and mean. So let's continue. After I'm happy with the basic shape, I glue on some more little spires to the side. And then it's time to start with the base. 3mm MDF, cut to size, beveled with a hobby knife, and then a quick sanding to the sides to give a clean finish. The sides of the base were built up with pieces of foam that was left, and then I used spackle to make everything smooth and to simulate the groundwork. Same technique and method for the spires. I gotta say I felt a little bit like a pastry chef while doing this. Pastries. After a good drying, it's time to lay down a bunch of paints. I start with a black primer by Vallejo all over the base and the models. Now the original idea was to keep it with simple black spires, however that's a little bit boring, so I wanted to add a bit of purple. Now to give it a natural transition from dark to light, I went for a underpainting technique. I learned about underpainting or sketch painting as it's also called from Dana Howell. Check the video in the description below, she's a fantastic artist. The basic principle is you start from a black and white model so you can get really dark shadows and you can get really bright highlights. Now for this project I didn't need really bright highlights, so I went for a medium gray that I sprayed on, and then I highlighted these areas with a little bit of white, trying to go for a subtle effect. You can see already a transition from black to gray. Then when you add a layer of purple ink, you get these really smooth transitions with minimal effort. Definitely a technique that I'm going to be using more in the future. Once again, check out the video for more in-depth explanations and details. After drying, I added some highlights. This is simple white with just a touch of blue ink. A layer of dark purple wash all over the highlights. Then after drying I reapply with the same bluish white. And then finally a highlight with pure white, just selectively here and there. And to finish it off, a good coat of gloss varnish. The base was painted in exactly the same way than the spires, but here I added a little bit of brown, a little bit of reddish brown to simulate the soil. To simulate the stones and sand on the base, I painted this stuff with the same bluish purple ink mixture than the spires. The yellow stuff is Lux APS Desert and Sand. First I'm going to attach the model to the base. I always use a combination of PVA and hot glue. Hot glue makes an immediate bond, the PVA dries over time. Now we can work much faster. A little bit of thin down PVA, and then I sprinkle on the Lux APS base ready. Very easy, looks really good. I chose a yellow color because this contrasts nicely with the purple on the rocks. And then it's time for the final step. Some European dust pigment by Make Productions to blend everything nicely together. And that's it for this project. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. As always, please like, subscribe, give me a comment, and I'll see you very soon for a new update here on Dark Matter Workshop. And I'm thinking it's going to be something, something industrial. Bye.